Oh, okay. You and about half the nation. Do you think he cares that Franz Borghardt or anybody doesn't like his tweets? What's wrong with his tweets? He's just putting it out there. We're used to so much secrecy within the government. So what's your problem?
He can tweet all he wants. The problem is, does he have an active knowledge of the investigation? And if he doesn't, his tweets create defenses. So as someone in the criminal justice system, I only want people making informational exchanges that have active fingers on the pulse of the investigation. And heaven forbid, he's just making a tweet about conspiracies and he doesn't really have it. And look, the head of agencies don't always have their fingers on the pulse.
Franz, we don't know what he knows or doesn't know, okay? He may know. I'm willing to guess he knows more about the Kirk investigation than we do. However, cardinal rule number one from the elected district attorney who I worked for, who was, I believe, the greatest elected district attorney in the country, served 37 years, the longest at that time. Don't speak to the press. It's not that the press are a multi-headed hydra. It's that you commit yourself to a theory, you put it out there, and that could change. You only hurt your case. So, from me and you to Patel, shut your pie hole right now. These leads may, in fact, be legitimate. We don't know that yet, but this hand signal thing, that was all BS, technical legal term. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and it has to do with the trajectory angle. Listen.
Online sleuths are also hung up on the bullet's trajectory since clear video of the shooting is still widely available online. Many believe Kirk was wearing a bulletproof vest, and the bullet fractured against the vest, sending a fragment into his neck. Others believe the shot ricocheted off the Turning Point banner behind him, and what was caught on camera was the bullet exiting from the front of his neck. In an emotional tribute at his memorial, Erica Kirk said doctors told her if Charlie had been shot in an operating room, it wouldn't have made a difference, claiming Kirk was gone instantaneously.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many people, the only way to make ends meet is to use credit cards. If you are a homeowner, please call American Financing. Interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low fives. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. You're racking up debt on interest alone. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants save customers an average of $800 a month. If you get started now, you may even be able to delay your next mortgage payment altogether. Take control of your finances. Don't drown in debt. Call American Financing today, 866-888-0344, 866-888-0344, or just go online to AmericanFinancing.net.
We don't want to hear that. Get back to the real facts, Nancy. Come on now.
This is a death investigator with over 1,000 death scenes under his belt. All sorts: accidental, natural causes, undetermined, suicide, and of course, homicide. Joe Scott, day one, we knew or had surmised there was no exit wound. There's no conspiracy to that.
No, there's not. And if that is the idea here, just follow my logic. You're going to have to get the surgeon who attended him at the emergency room at the hospital where he was evacuated to, and you're also going to have to get the state medical examiner's office, the forensic pathologist that was involved in this case, to get on board also relative to all of this. What we're hearing right now is that this is a single gunshot wound to the neck, and that the round was actually found beneath the skin. I don't know why this is such a mystery. I don't know why people say that this is an empirical impossibility. Nancy, I've handled a lot of gunshot wounds involving high velocity rounds where the bullet does not completely exit the body. It just doesn't happen every single time. So everybody out there,
hold on, Joe Scott.
Yeah.
I would say the majority of homicide cases I have investigated or prosecuted have at least one bullet still in the body. So I don't understand the uproar about the fact that his bullet lodged in his neck. First of all, how could it have lodged in the neck? For me, it's SOP, standard operating procedure, that at least one bullet stays in the body. And I'm glad. I mean, if you can make a silver lining out of a murder, I'm glad the bullet was retrieved from the body, because the next thing we would know would be a conspiracy theory that that's not the real bullet you found on the ground. That's not it.
Yeah,
that was placed there.
Even if it's fragmented, if you have the base of the round, you can take that base of the round and do the testing based upon the rifle that they did in fact recover. And look, if it doesn't match up, fine and good. Go look for another rifle out there. But if the rifling on this round that was recovered at autopsy, which would have been at the Utah State Medical Examiner's Office, which, let me reinforce again, is a fine organization and are now being accused by people online as being part of a grander conspiracy. If that round was recovered at autopsy, it'll be compared ballistically. It'll be compared either at the state crime lab in Utah, or it'll be compared at Quantico with the FBI's resources that they have there. We still don't even have an autopsy report yet. Let me tell you another bit of reporting that'll come out. Also, there will be surgical notes. So if people have questions about this random surgeon that was on duty, he will write up a report based upon what he saw in his examination of Charlie Kirk at that moment, immediately after this had happened. He will talk about this in great detail. Those records will be with the state medical examiner. They would have reviewed them. They will give their own opinion about this. And I can tell you, there was more than one forensic pathologist in that room while his examination would have been done. There would have been multiple eyes on this case.
Right. And there would have been multiple examiners giving the autopsy exam. And then they would have cross-compared him to make sure they came up with the same results.
Joining us shortly, a ballistics expert to show us and explain to us all about the weapon, the Mauser that was used to kill Charlie Kirk, and the bizarre...
Yeah, because everybody's wondering about this damn Mauser. We got to break this shit down.
Engravings on the bullet, and exactly how this shot could have gone down without a conspiracy, a group of people helping the shooter. Is it rational? Don't know. We'll hear from Cole Lorimore in just one moment. But first, to Dr. Bethany Marshall, renowned psychoanalyst joining us out of the Beverly Hills jurisdiction, author of Deal Breaker. You can see her now on Peacock, and you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Dr. Bethany, here's the deal. Yes, some of these theories are falling through. I'm curious, why can't they just accept the truth? Why does there have to be a conspiracy? You know, when Joe Scott and I went to the scene in Texas where JFK was shot, and I examined it for myself and I reviewed the video, I'd always thought that's just a bunch of hogwash conspiracy. But when I saw JFK's head go forward from a shot, then backwards from another shot, I will tell you, it stopped me in my tracks. Also, can we think about Gabby Pt2 for one moment? If it had not been for an online sleuth, Red, Blue, and Methane, I believe was their name, who had been following Gabby's disappearance online, and they saw her white Ford Transit parked in dispersed camping, which is in the middle of nowhere, not a porta potty, not a water hookup, no lights, nothing, out there with the coyotes and the critters. They saw that by happenstance, and they solved the case, the mystery as to where her remains were. So before we poo-poo conspiracy theorists, let's keep that in mind. But my question to you, Dr. Bethany, is why can't people, for instance, as Joe Scott was saying, accept the bullet did not exit his neck? Bam! What's with the conspiracy theories?
And one of the conspiracies about why the bullet did not exit his neck is that he was out there to save.
And I want to get some of the viewers' point of view on this. Like I said, the call-in number is on the bottom of the screen, ticking across. The call-in number is 901-666-9568. The call-in number is on the screen. That's 901-666-9568. You guys can call in at any given time. Let's go. Let's get back to this content.
People, and even in death, he saved people by blocking the bullet from the people behind him. So we could go on and on. You know, Nancy, conspiracy theorists.
I don't think that's really conspiracy theory. That's more of an observation.
Okay.
By the bullet not exiting his neck, it potentially may have saved a bystander from getting shot. That's just what 2 + 2 = 4.
The idea was that he had
I'm talking about all
property.
the other zany theories. Like a plane was supposed to take off with the killer. There's a whole group of supporters helping the shooter. I mean, the theories are really spinning out, and Patel has to track down everyone. So explain to me the mindset of a conspiracy theorist. Next, you're going to be telling me that's not his body in the coffin.
A conspiracy theorist believes that if there's a big event, there's a big cause. They can't believe just that some crazy guy was on the top of a roof and shot this guy because he was full of hatred. They also turn correlation into causation. Like if two things seem remotely similar, there's definitely a causation between the two. They take random events and they try to form a pattern out of them, even if there's no pattern at all. The only pattern I see here, Nancy, is somebody who is very hateful, who wanted to take out Charlie Kirk. That is the only pattern. We have patterns in forensic science, in psychology.
Hey, Bethany, I'm listening to what you're saying.